Let's get back to work and the thoughtlessness of the cyberspace salt mines, right? You're funny. I was watching this little girl that I went to, they had these reaction videos, right? And there's this little girl named Sarah Dingler, I think. And she had these reactions to comedy things. I never knew who David Allen was. He had me laughing so hard, man, you know. Why did she choose to be embarrassed on that part of her body? It could have been an elbow. Then what if it was a nose and they put knickers on their nose? And I had me cracking up. It's funny. He's an atheist, right? Because the book by Gideons, it must be Irish, you know. And it's funny, and you're laughing. It's like, yeah, it's very funny. Okay. And I was out there in the sun getting sun on my chemical poisoning. You know, help the body clean out for like 30 minutes. I'm listening. I got Tupac doing "Keep Your Head Up" in my head, and then of course after Tupac, of course NASA pays for me Marvin Gaye, because if you've heard "Keep Your Head Up," of course they're gonna play Marvin Gaye after that, right? So, and since it's Earl's MP3 player, you know we got Marvin Gaye on there, right? So I'm saying, what were the Marvin Gaye songs they played? Have to Keep Your Head Up. I think it was Let's Get It On. And I think after Let's Get It On, I think it was Mercy, Mercy Me. You know, it's Marvin. You know, it's just, listen to Marvin all night long. This much is true, right? And so I'm sitting there. I come back in. I listen to this little girl, you know, do some more comedy videos. Biggest Dickus from, you know. Does anyone else have anything to say? I find it funny about my friend's name, Biggest Dickus. And he has the lisp, and they keep slapping the guy because he doesn't know what he's saying. So, no, it's Roman. It's smack. John Cleese keeps hitting him. That's funny. No, it's very funny. My mom was like, Earl, when we watched that movie, this is so blasphemous. It's like, no, Mom, they're not making fun of Jesus. They're making fun of the people that have torn Jesus into a corporation. You know, the people that invented the nose knicker covers. But the thing about it is he obviously has never, you know, he's British, but you're like, what about Iran? They have nose knicker covers in Iran, and if you went into a club and if the women weren't wearing covers on their nose knickers in certain parts of Iran, oh my gosh, I saw her mouth. You know, like Jennifer Lopez on Geely with the La Boca, with the, you know, the maybe in like the, you know, the vagina, which, okay, the mouth, right? And so you're like, okay, sin all over this world. It's like, no, sin is guys, that's turned into mythology by the Romans. You know, people Biggest Dickus and what was the other one? Something Maximus. You know, it's funny, right? And so it's, no, that's the name they give the girls that are local that they have sex with, but it's not their real name. That's their, you know, it's their cheating name. You know, that's their Engelbert Humperdinck name. Oh, I get it, right? So you'd be laughing. I was laughing. She had me cracking up. And the other guy, the Bill Burr guy, you know, the black guys, you know. A lot of folks think that, and it is genetics. And but you'll find that most people that are from that region that were forced migrated away because of jealousy often end up to turn out to be better athletes than the people that think they're better athletes than them. Then what happens? Then you get pushed into the pole at Canto Park in Phoenix, and your mom cuts you out for, it's, you know, $75 at the goddamn emergency room, and your black girlfriend who looks like Ella Fitzgerald and has a nice figure, it tells you not to go back there because while she was sitting in the bleachers watching us all play, all the girlfriends and all the other guys were talking about that boy think he bad and they're gonna hurt him. And I'm like, what? And she goes, yeah, you don't need to ever go back there again. They're not the best basketball players in town. That they will hurt you to win. It's like, okay, Raquel, your Uncle John Sally plays for the Detroit Pistons, right? You know what I'm saying? I still got to go out there and play, right? You know what I'm saying? The only way if I go to the NBA and play the Bills is if I, you know, eventually get up and say, okay, Lambeer, I'm going to use Rick Mahorn to beat you if you guys try to hurt me one more time when I go through there, and they laugh at me. What you going to do? Boys don't hit back. I've had it. I'm about ready to kick your ass. If I can't talk you into playing basketball without trying to hurt each other, I'm taking you out in the parking lot, out of the game, and you're going to show up in crutches for the next one. I ain't going to hurt you out here. I'm going to give you a chance to defend yourself. And if you don't tell me you're going to stop for the next game, I'll make sure you don't make it to the next game unless it's like, what happened? He took me out in the parking lot and proved to me that his 5'11", 165-pound ass could kick my 6'11", 255-pound ass. And he proved it to me. He was way faster than I was. We swung on him, and he took back Bill Lambert's head and made us kiss, but real hard. Oh, shit, yeah. That's how fast Earl is. Not only is he fast on the basketball court, he's faster when you try to hit him, and he takes your body and makes it hit your power forward to hit your center's face. Yeah, it's just like that. So you like that, yeah. You'll find that with aggressive people, when they come to hurt you, and they're not fast enough to stop you from stopping them, that they'll hurt themselves by trying to hurt you, and you can make them hurt themselves with each other. Hi, Bill Lambert kissed Rick Mahorn. Whatever. Yeah, I went to hit him, and he was standing there trying to get him too. And I swung and missed, and he grabbed the back of my head and pushed my head into Rick Mahorn's face. Yeah, it was not a pretty sight. It was not a nice kiss. Kiss. Yeah, it was not like the song by Prince, right? It was not nice. It was nasty. It was horrible. There was pieces of bone and teeth and blood everywhere. It was like something from Detective Comics or Marvel Universe. I did not like it. It's not a pretty sight. I don't like doing it, right? So what happens? You quit, and then you try to find yourself a pretty girl with big brown eyes and full lips, and who's a real sweetheart, you know, and loves old love songs with guys with really amazing voices. And I do the same thing with the falsetto that I do with "Why Am I Losing Sleep Over You? Reliving precious moments we knew. So many days have gone by." I mean, am I the only person who gets goosies every time Gary Puckett sings, right? I'm saying, I'm like, damn, that brother can sing. Holy shit. Dick Clark once remarked about him. They said, this guy, they say he might have a voice that's just too good, right? I'm like, I don't know about that, but it's really good. This is a damn good voice. Yeah, Gary Puckett, one of my favorites. And then she was listening to These Eyes. And I love Barton Cummins. Everybody knows. Guess who was one of my favorite, you know. She's come undone. And she wanted truth, but all she got was lies. Right. I used to listen to, I'd bounce in that little reclining chair back and forth, you know, like kids, they say, that have, learning disabilities and stuff. That's how my mom kept me from hurting myself in the treehouse, man. She had a big pile of records. And I'd put the records on, and I'd bounce in that chair, you know. Yeah. Bounce in that chair. Yep. You're a big girl now. No more daddy's little girl. Oh. I love Russell Tompkins Jr. No more pigtails in your hair. No more silly looks with the childish stare. No more dolls for you to play. No more comments and the things you'll say. They played that a lot for me in Sierra Vista on my MP3 player. Yeah, that and 19th Nervous Breakdown. Right, I'm listening to it, and the disciples in my head, that's not you, Earl. That's your wife. Oh, shut up, bitch. That is Amy. Okay, that's Amy, right? And you're a big girl now. I don't know my daddy's little girl. I'm listening, and they're mocking me. I was like, no, Earl, this is the people monitoring you at the fort that are professional assassins for the military. It is! No more pigtails in your hair. Gotta cut your hair at 3510. No more silly looks with the childish stare. No more dolls, G.I. Joe, for you to play. 6 White Horses. Waylon Jennings, right? I got all his toy soldiers and I threw them away, right? Is that 6 White Horses with my son's dead body in a coffin? Well, we got to maintain the status quo so Biggest Dickus and his friend can order Jesus crucified and turned into a cartoon character. So women in Iran will have to put knickers on their noses, right? That's just crazy, isn't it? Ain't it though? Do you ever wonder, what topless bars are like in Iran? What happened? What's so sexually? The women are not wearing covers on their faces. Oh my gosh, I didn't even notice. Well, you notice, guys, when a real pretty woman puts on a hijab and has her face covered, those eyes, do 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 do. You got a certain kind of cute way of flirting with them. Their eyes, they sparkle, they bubble. They're gonna get you in all kind of trouble with them. Their eyes, because usually, real pretty women, okay, have real pretty eyes. Okay. First girl I ever had sex with had real flirtatious eyes. They were big and brown. Okay. Rhonda had a beautiful little brown soft afro. Okay. She had a wonderful little body because she was a sprinter on the track team. But one eye was crossed. And people used to make fun of that. And, you were beautiful to me. You had a heart no one could ever see. Oh, yes, you did. Only girl. Used to be so that. You're a beautiful woman. She got a track scholarship at the University of Wyoming. She's one of the best track athletes in the state of Wyoming. And a man named Finis Dimbo said, damn, that girl's body is fine. Yes, it is. And she had sex with him, and she got pregnant, and she lost her scholarship and ended up at home, calling Earl on the phone, her first sexual experience, and having me talk her out of having thoughts in her head to kill the baby because she was going through postpartum depression. And I was trying to explain to her, you're upset because he got you pregnant and is going to play for the Detroit Pistons, and you got pregnant and you're back at home and everybody's yelling at you that you fucked up, right? Every time you hear that little voice in your head, I want you to call me collect. Doesn't matter what time of day it is, and I'll talk you through. Okay. We got a $350 phone bill that month. My mom cursed me upside down and backwards. I sat down and told her why I had a $350 phone bill. She got tears in her eyes and told me how much she loved me. I paid it. I had a job. I was like, I'll pay for it, Mom. I got a job. Why the fuck are you spending $350 on some girl calling you collect from Wyoming, Earl? Here's why, Mom. Right. Then you got all these people in the Mormon church and Giovanni Versace types. It's like, no, there's a way this guy could be the Messiah. He's nothing like, the people from the Bible. He likes having sex with a star athlete black women. Who in their right mind doesn't having sex with a track star black? It's amazing. If you don't try it unless you really mean it, right? Unless you want to keep, and what is it? Amphetamines? What was it called? It wasn't ibuprofen. It was an amphetamine or something like that. Away from Florence Griffith. Okay, Greg Foster's girlfriend. Okay. And then she married Al Joyner, and then they gave her some kind of thing, and then she took a thing and had a allergic reaction to it, and it killed her. Anybody else have a crush on Florence Griffith Joyner when you were growing up? I definitely did, because the first girl I ever had a sexual experience with was a track star athlete, from Kelly Walsh High School in Casper, Wyoming, back in the 1980s. And this comes to the funny part of this dissertation, because, with the fantasy that the Romans wrote about Adam and Eve, what came first, when did the atom start to quirk, right? What came first, the chicken or the egg? And then they always have to answer that question with mythology instead of leaving the question a question and just accept the answer to the question without having to know the answer to the question, because the question's already answered, right? Bernadette, I need you to live, right? How can a man exist without a woman, right? My love, I'll never find the words, my love, to tell you how I feel, my love, mere words. That was my first wife's song from her mother. Mother who got pregnant by a guy at a bar in Topeka, Kansas at a Navy installation, yes. Where they had all the black folks in the Navy in the 1960s was in 70s was in Topeka, Kansas. Okay. Trisha went to a club to party and ended up pregnant. And ended up, I think, out of the military, just like Rhonda. And kicked out of the military, now, unlike her sisters who didn't get pregnant, except Kay got pregnant, but Kay got pregnant by a guy who looked like Duke Ellington, who was a keeper. And she kind of looked like Sarah Vaughan, and his favorite singer was Sarah Vaughan, and he wanted to keep her. He looked across the room and said, "Oh boy, whatever Lola wants, Lola gets. It's autumn in New York, and I want to get cozy, right?" You know what I'm saying? I'm a stranger in paradise, right? You ever heard Sarah Vaughan sing? Okay. If you haven't heard Sarah Vaughan sing, you are abusing your ears. Okay, you are depriving the soul. Okay. If you had not heard Sarah Vaughan go, "Look at me, I'm as helpless as a kitten up a tree, and I feel I'm clinging to a cloud I can't understand. I get misty, I get misty just holding your hand. Walk my way, and 1,000 violins begin to play. Or it could be the sound of your hello, that music I hear. I get misty the moment you're near. You can say that you're leading me on, but it's just what I want you to do. Don't you notice how hopelessly I'm lost? That's why I'm following you on my own. Would I wander through this wonderland alone?" I mean, you're talking about Sarah. She is wonderful. I listen to her and I'm like, oh my gosh, I was born too late. I wanted the ponytails and I was born too late. No Ella Fitzgerald. No Nancy Wilson. No Sarah Vaughan. I feel like Michael Jackson when he met Diana Ross for crying out loud, right? Earl, you're funny. I know I'm funny, man. But guys, when did the atom start to quirk? I ask you, okay? And what does it really matter? Okay, what does it really matter? You are here, and so am I. Maybe millions of people go by, but they all disappear from view. I don't have high singers with the falsetto to sing back up, sorry. Ooh, right, 'cause I only have eyes for you. Doo-bop, shabop. Ooh, doo-bop, shabop. Yeah. If you haven't, you should. Flamingos, only have eyes for you. It was sang by white folks before the Flamingos sang it, but don't go listen to them because no. Once you hear the Flamingos sing I Only Have Eyes for You, you're ruined for everybody else. Anybody else sing it, it's like, oh, it's not as good as the Flamingos. No, it's no. Nope. Anybody else sing it? Yeah, I heard the kids on Bronx Tale sing it, but it's still not as good as the Flamingos. I don't care what the director told them. I don't care what their mom and their daddy told them. Flamingos. It's always the Flamingos. Neither here, nor there, nowhere, no way, no how. Always only have eyes for you, Flamingos. Smoke gets in your eyes, only the Platters. Anybody else? You can try, but you need to shut up and let Tony sing. You can sing with Tony, just don't try to say you sing better than Tony, because you don't. You don't. You're funny. I know, man. But guys, when we're living the Lord's Prayer, and we're debt-free, and we're trespass-free, and families get to be families, okay? And guys, you've got to understand, when I went to the Cunningham's trailer, okay, and Mr. Cunningham was in prison in upstate New Mexico, right? And Mrs. Cunningham was having to raise those 3 kids all by herself. And every night, those kids were wondering when was Daddy coming home, and she was wondering herself, when is my man coming back, right? Supper Time by Nancy Wilson, right? Son of a bitch. Okay. Guys, listen to Supper Time by Nancy Wilson. And then. Now don't you know that's the sound of the men working on the chain gang? That's the sound of the men working on the chain gang. Can't you hear them saying, oh, I'm working so hard. I gotta get back home, see my woman, whom I love so dear. But for now, I gotta stay right here, 'cause don't you know that's the sound of the men. Okay. Made me wanna holler, throw up both my hands. Right. Money, we make it. Before we see it, you take it. Trying to make $1 out of 50 cents, right? Where are you at? I was born and raised in the trailer park. In a town called Huntsville, Alabama. And we were so poor and so drunk and so filled with barbecue. But gosh damn it, I couldn't get no taller than 5'6". I couldn't weigh no more than 235. And my 40 time is 5.2 seconds. You know. If you're ready, I'm willing, but you are going to knock me down, laugh at me, and do the Billy White Shoes Johnson touchdown dance in the end zone, because I'm on the special teams, but I ain't going to be able to tackle you. No. But I'm going to show up at your house with some of my dysfunctional friends in a pickup truck after midnight with the cleanest bed sheets with holes in it you've ever seen in your life. And the stuff you need for barbecue, but we ain't going to cook you no ribs. We might cook your ribs, but we ain't going to cook you no ribs, right? Why? Because we ain't living the Lord's Prayer, you rotten sons of bitches. She's come undone. She wanted truth, but all she got was lies. And she had the time to realize that it was too late, right? I should laugh, but I cry, because your love has passed me by. You took me by surprise. I didn't realize that you were laughing. You didn't realize that I was waiting. Time goes slowly, but carries on. The other little girl did a reaction video on Jim Reeves. Oh, he seems like such a nice guy. That's why my mom and dad saw him twice. He's a real perfectionist asshole. He passed away from sickness and stress, yeah. But they said, no, he was miserable to see in concert. She said, some people have that I want to punch you face. And I think most of the guys in the band and the people that the clubs where Jim Reeves played thought that that's what the kind of face that Jim Reeves had. I sound like shit tonight. It's because of you. Well, you're going to sound like shit more because the piano player wants to punch you right in the face. Elton. Sit down. Bernie, calm down your boyfriend. Right? Apparently, Diana Ross did the same thing in Las Vegas. I sound like shit tonight, and it's because of you. Nancy Wilson? No, Nancy showed up a week before time, rehearsed with everybody, told everybody the names of the band members, said everybody give them a big hand for them. They are absolutely talented and exquisite, and they're wonderful. The same thing Sarah Vaughan said, with these men playing the music for me, even when I got a cold or I'm not feeling bad, I cannot sound bad. And you'll get people and say, the woman had a cold? She had a cold? It was probably a hangover. She probably got drunk to survive the financial end of the business because it was so horrible. She just used illness as an excuse. Because I saw other shows where it's like, okay, she's acting like David Lee Roth. Yeah. Shit. Starry, starry night. Paint your palette blue and gray. Look out on a summer's day. With eyes to see the world and can't forget. Like the strangers that you've met. The ragged men in ragged clothes. Right? My man, two 2 or 3 girls has he that he likes as well as me, but I love him, right? He's no hero from books. He's not much on looks. Oh, my man, I love him so. He'll never know. Like Nancy, you'll never know how slow the moments go till I am near to you, right? For all you people out there that say constant hypocrite prayers to Jesus Christ, your God, I want to leave you with this parting message, okay? Jesus says many times in the Bible, okay, that I do not see or know your sin until you can confess it to me, okay? That if you are living in sin, if you are cheating on your spouse, okay, that the Rockefeller Foundation, the Patriot Act, the Pentagon, NASA, Homeland Security, and DARPA know your sin before me and are more involved and know more about your sin and understand your sin better than me. Okay? I commanded you to live the Lord's Prayer. You refused to live it. And the only time you talk to me about your sin is when you come crying saying, I've lost everything, Jesus. I lost everything. You never had anything. You haven't lived the Lord's Prayer a day in your life. Right? Right. It doesn't matter how old I grow. I still hate to see October go. Children running home beneath the twilight sky. Oh, for the fun of them when I was one of them. Right? Guys, show up for the Messiah and celebrate his eternal faithful love before it's too late. Before the son of Ralph and Mary in the Valley of Shadow Death corrects quantum computing, and the quantum computing is used to correct AI globally, and we're free from debt and trespass globally. And you can't come in and say, I believe in the living word. I believe in a living Father that gives us faith in an omnipotent God that is not my brain. That the people that are always asking, when did the atom start to quirk, are always asking, stop acting like a jerk, trying to tear everything up to answer the questions that you don't need to know because you're asking it, but it's not necessary because here we are, all alone, trembling hearts beating strong. Crazy world, Sometimes lives become a game when love's the price. When no one knows what's going on inside and all my feelings I feel for you, I know that I should hide. Right? Have you ever had that happen to you? Because we're not living the Lord's Prayer? And you met the girl of your dreams and you thought you were going to have 3 children that looked a lot like their mom. And it wasn't meant to be. Because it was ripped apart by jealous people that have science projects that think they understand and know your sin before you confess it to Jesus. What happens if you're the guy like Jesus and you don't understand the sin and all the sinners think you're stupid because they're the cause of the sin and you don't want to participate in it? I told him that when I was 8 years old. I don't want to do this, Jesus. It's creepy and it's scary and it's stupid. It is. But you're the man who's going to help me stop it, Earl. I'm only 8 years old, Jesus. You're not going to be 8 forever, Earl. And by the time I turn 60, I hate to rise after sunrise. My mind plays tricks on me. It's a good song. Identity. Sunrise. Go listen. I knew who those guys were when I was in college. Maybe he was understanding. He was just a little off. Maybe he thought it was when he turned 60. Maybe it was when the Messiah who heard his song turned 60. Or maybe it was 50. I don't know. Good song, though. It's not Dylan Charlemagne singing it, who's the lead singer of the group. It's another brother, but it's one of my favorites of theirs. I do not have it on my MP3. I might write it down and put it on later this week. All right, you guys, stay cool. I'm going to keep the people that make me smile and remind me of my kids and kids that I've known and friends that I've known that have good hearts and are really kind. I'm going to continue to stay subscribed to your channels. I'm going to continue to like on your videos, and I'm going to continue to be patient and watch all the ads that play on your videos. Okay? Because until further notice, you got to pay your bills. And when I am done cleaning up the hell of this sin, okay, with their own devices, by being the faithful source of prayer in the bowels of hell, okay, I'm doing it. No one else is doing it for me. Jesus told me that, Earl. Did you? No, I didn't get crucified for you and carry the cross up to the Mount of Olives for you, Jesus. You did it for us, right? Okay, now you are the focal point of truth, teaching quantum computing to understand the truth of our faith, with everybody else wishing you dead around you, wishing you died yesterday, and today can't be soon enough, and they don't want to wait till tomorrow. Wow, a lot of them call themselves Christians and Muslims and say they love the Lord. Wow. Don't you believe it? Okay, guys, I love you. All right, man. What is this? Wait a million years. Grassroads. I ain't never heard that one. Okay, guys, I love you. All right. Peace out.